So, why did you better explain about insecurity. Your
He's
insecurity.
recording now.
Yeah, that's
my
okay.
insecurity. Well, we were working on a film called Insecurity, which is a history of barbed wire, and it began in on the Great Plains and the first stringing of barbed wire across the Great Plains, and the film ended at Louisiana State Louisiana State
No,
Penitentiary at Angola, the Louisiana State Penitentiary at Angola. And I was doing some research and found someone who had been freed after 29 years in solitary confinement and was on the outside. So I made plans to interview him, went to see him at his home in Austin, Texas. He, over the phone, assured me that he was willing to talk about barbed wire. And when I arrived at his home, he told me, after I asked him about his experience with barbed wire, he said that he had nothing to say about barbed wire because where they kept him, it was nothing but steel bars and concrete. And I knew essentially immediately that he wasn't going to be in my film called Insecurity, but that there was a film in the making with this individual. And so we followed him for about a year, I guess, on speaking tours, and met up with him in New Orleans and in New York and in Austin, Texas, where he lives, and recorded his life story, and that's what the film is about. And Kelly.
Well, I edited the film, and I had the privilege of, I shot it also. Of course, the first few interviews with Robert King, Ron had done in Austin. And then I got to meet him when we were down in New Orleans, and got to go and check out all his old haunts and meet some of his friends, Malik and Rahim. And then, and for a while there, we thought that we would incorporate some other interviews with other people. And so we did a really fantastic interview with Jackie Summel, who was part of the film Herman's House. And she was so incredibly articulate and wonderful, and she really talked about the experience of going and visiting Herman Wallace in Angola, and sort of seeing what that experience of solitary was about. But in the end, when we were editing the film, really it was Robert King's story. And I got to know that story even better by reading his book, From the Bottom of the Heap. And then it was just such a great privilege to go and see him and witness him talking to people. First time was Left Forum, and he was reading from his book and talking about organizing in prison. And anyway, it's just such a privilege to be able to have made this film for him, so that when he can't go to places and speak about these really important concerns about the inhumanity of solitary confinement, the film can go for him and help introduce people to that, really important issue.
And I have to add that Ethnografilm, the Ethnografilm Festival, is taking place on the 42nd anniversary of Albert Woodfox's incarceration in a solitary confinement cell in Louisiana State Penitentiary. So he's been there for 42 years.
Yeah, and we really hope that 2014 is the year he will get out. He has his, I guess his sentence has been overturned 3 times already. And it's this state that keeps appealing to keep him in, which is just mind-blowing. But, somebody like Robert King gives you so much hope. His ability to connect with people everywhere he goes, and he does travel the world. And we've witnessed him in Thunder Bay and in Toronto and in Montreal, and the effect that he has on people. And we just hope that our film can be kind of like it's just sort of a mere shadow of him. And in fact, that kind of goes to the cover. But anyway, that's why we made that film, is to help him get his message out even further. So, and if you missed the film at our screening here, you can watch it on our website for free. Sheba Films Human Rights on Vimeo.